You've probably heard already that there's an election happening in this province on October 26th. And unfortunately, COVID-19, this pandemic that we're all experiencing, means that there will be no all candidates meetings. There will be no opportunities for us to get together, to meet in large groups, to get to compare together the different candidates, to actually meet these people. And so I thought that I would take this opportunity to produce this little video in order to present myself to you. I'm Steve Forbes, the PC candidate in Arm River. Well, we've been taught in school and in the media and elsewhere to think of the political spectrum as a continuum from left to right. On the extreme left, we think of as the space occupied by the communists. And the extreme right, then, is that space that's occupied by the Nazis. Well, here in Saskatchewan, we don't have Nazis, we don't have communists, except for a very few. Instead, we have in the left, the NDP on the left in Saskatchewan. And the right side of the political spectrum we think of as being occupied by the Sask Party. But what do right and left really mean? Well, typically we think of the left as being more collectivist in their thinking, and the right we think of as being more individualist. So the left is more concerned with fairness and equality, and the right is more concerned with justice and the economy. But what if there were another way to think about politics? What if we thought of the left as being those who want to control people, those who want to increase taxes so as to increase the size of government and the control that government has on people's lives? If we thought of it that way, then the left would be those people who want to control, and the right side of the political spectrum would be those who believe that government should be small, taxes should be decreasing and not increasing, budgets should balance, and people should be free to run their own lives and make their own decisions about how to spend their hard-earned money. If the left is the control and tax and spend side of politics in Saskatchewan, then the parties on that side would be the NDP on the leftist or worst side of that spectrum. But right beside them, still very far to the left, would be the Sask Party. The Sask Party who have allowed the carbon tax to be imposed here and who've driven us into $25 billion of debt. I really came to see this urge to control in the Sask Party most clearly the day that Scott Moe appeared on our television screens or our computer screens and told us that we were allowed to go back to church. Allowed to go back to church. You know, the government is not your mommy or daddy to allow you to go places or to forbid you to go places. The government is your servant, and the most that they should say is, we strongly suggest that you do this or that in order to stay safe from the pandemic. So on the right, then, all by ourselves, is the PC Party of Saskatchewan. We believe that decisions should be made as locally as possible by those who will be most affected by those decisions. We believe that tax money is given to government as a trust to be spent wisely and to be fully accounted for. We further believe that government should not spend money that it doesn't have. Saskatchewan people have a long tradition of thrift and careful saving and responsibility. The people you send to Regina October 26th should respect those traditions and always remember that they are servants and not masters. On October 26th, vote for smaller government. Vote for lower taxes. Vote for more local control. Vote Conservative. Vote PC Party of Saskatchewan. In Arm River, vote for Steve Forbes. Thanks for your patience.